Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. One moment, Erika Kirk was walking the polished, confident halls of TPUSA like she owned the place, smiling for cameras, shaking hands, and giving speeches that sounded rehearsed to perfection. The next, total chaos. A single cameraman, shaking like he'd just seen a ghost, stumbled into the control room holding a hard drive like it was radioactive, claiming he'd accidentally recovered footage Erika thought was gone forever. And the internet. Oh, it erupted. TikTok blew up. Twitter exploded. Reddit went into meltdown. Why? Because what was on that footage wasn't just a slip-up. It was a confession. Or something that looked a lot like one. Was it reckless? Was it intentional? Or was Erika just panicking, trying to hide something the world was never supposed to see? And the timing perfectly catastrophic. Months of carefully erased files, whispered rumors about internal paranoia, and an obsession with deleted recordings all came crashing down in one terrifying moment. People inside TPUSA say she ran through the hallways like someone had yelled, "Fire!" in a crowded theater. And what she tried to bury for half a year? Well, it's now the biggest scandal the political world didn't see coming. And let me tell you, this story is just getting started. Nobody thought a simple day at PUSA could explode into what insiders are now calling the biggest internal meltdown in years. Erika Kirk had always been the picture of control, or at least that's what everyone wanted to see. Polished outfits, rehearsed smiles, and speeches that sounded like they were printed on cue cards. But behind the camera, the story was entirely different. Staffers had whispered for months about her unusual obsession with old recordings, her sudden paranoia about deleted files, and her strange late-night disappearances to check security servers. It wasn't just about leadership or ambition. It was about hiding something buried deep enough that even the most loyal team members were too scared to ask. And then came the day the world, or at least the TPUSA building, stopped. A cameraman, pale, trembling, and muttering under his breath, held up a hard drive like it contained radioactive material. He'd recovered footage that Erika Kirk believed was lost forever, a recording she had obsessed over, deleted, and believed no human eyes would ever witness. Staffers later described the moment as surreal. Phones dropped. Meetings froze mid-sentence. Security radios crackled as if the building itself was panicking. Erika, according to multiple eyewitnesses, sprinted through the hallways with a look of sheer terror that no amount of makeup or polish could ever hide. Something on that footage had shaken her to her core. Sources, who have spoken anonymously, insist that this wasn't a minor slip-up or a casual conversation caught on a stray mic. No, what the cameraman found was raw, unedited, and devastating. Something Erika had worked tirelessly to erase from existence. Staffers said she had spent months auditing servers, checking backup systems, even personally reviewing deleted files, all in a desperate attempt to ensure this moment never resurfaced. But the universe, or perhaps fate, had other plans. The files auto-synced from a forgotten backup server, popping back into existence like a ghost from her past. And the cameraman? He didn't just stumble upon it. He immediately realized the gravity of what he was holding. Within minutes, the control room had transformed into a war zone of whispers, gasps, and frantic typing. People tried to rationalize what was happening, but the energy was electric. Erika's reputation for composure vanished in seconds, replaced by a frantic woman trying to assess the damage in real time. Staffers who had once described her as invincible suddenly saw a person unraveling under pressure. One intern reportedly whispered, "She looked like someone had ripped open the past she spent months burying." And the past, as it turned out, was not forgiving. For months prior, insiders had noticed a strange pattern. Erika became increasingly obsessed with old footage, reviewing and re-reviewing it alone. One former crew member claimed to have seen her fast-forwarding, rewinding, deleting, restoring, and then deleting again, as if searching for one particular moment she couldn't afford anyone to see. Rumors began circulating that it wasn't just a matter of embarrassment. Allegedly, the footage contained something incriminating, a conversation A confession or a slip that could unravel everything she had carefully curated publicly for the past 6 months. And according to staff who spoke on condition of anonymity, the tension inside TPUSA headquarters had been building like a pressure cooker, waiting for a spark. The spark came in the form of the cameraman's return. A man who had disappeared weeks after the original recording, quietly transferred or perhaps subtly removed from production, reappeared under the radar during a corporate reshuffle. Nobody expected him to come back, especially not carrying the key to a disaster Erika thought she had erased. Yet there he was, shaking, whispering, and holding a hard drive like it was the most dangerous object on Earth. And once it was loaded, the footage immediately changed the atmosphere. Staffers describe a hush that fell over the room, the kind of silence that makes your skin tingle and your heart race. The tape revealed Erika in private, panicked and speaking in a voice nobody had heard before, raw and unpolished, free of the rehearsed calm she displayed on camera. The first words reportedly made the room freeze. Phrases like, "I shouldn't have said anything," "If this gets out, I'm done," echoed off the walls. Then came interactions with someone off camera, a man insiders believe was close enough to her to speak without fear, but firm enough to hold her accountable. "You can't control it now. You already crossed the line," he said. Erika's replies were frantic, pleading, and, as witnesses described, utterly unconvincing in their attempts to explain herself. Every word, every pause, every hesitation seemed to carry the weight of months of secrecy, paranoia, and fear. Staffers who witnessed the playback said the tension was palpable, almost electric. Phones were held mid-air. Eyes darted between the screen and each other. No one dared speak, as if commenting might somehow make the situation worse. It wasn't just about curiosity. It was about realizing the implications. If this footage went public, if the world got even a glimpse, the consequences could be catastrophic. Every rumor, every whisper, every internal accusation could suddenly become reality, and Erika's meticulously maintained image of control would implode instantly. The tape didn't just reveal panic. It hinted at actions she wished she could take back, moments where she admitted decisions that would, if interpreted the wrong way, appear premeditated. The cameraman didn't just uncover a file. He unleashed a ticking time bomb that had been lying dormant for months. Staffers claim that even experienced producers were visibly shaken, whispering, "This isn't just bad. This is explosive." And just when you think it couldn't get worse, insiders reveal that the footage wasn't singular. There were multiple files, all restored automatically from the forgotten backup. One video showed Erika confronting discrepancies, questioning timelines, and trying to reconcile events that she clearly knew could incriminate her. Another, allegedly, captured interactions with people closest to her who were now caught in the crossfire. Every single frame added layers to a story that nobody in TPUSA expected to see. And then the chaos went beyond the walls of TPUSA. Once whispers of the recovered footage started leaking internally, staffers say it was like someone had dropped a nuke in slow motion. Phones buzzed constantly, text chains lit up like Times Square at midnight, and rumors that Erika Kirk was panicking spread faster than wildfire. No one knew exactly what was on the tape, but everyone knew it was explosive. Even seasoned producers, the ones who had seen every political meltdown imaginable, were reportedly saying, "I've never seen someone unravel like this." And let's be real, that's saying something in a place where secrets and backroom drama are basically job requirements. Anonymous sources claim that Erika's past decisions, previously considered questionable but manageable, suddenly took on a whole new level of scandal. Lavish spending, excessive perks, questionable alliances. Insiders hint that the recovered footage didn't just show panic. It exposed a side of Erika Kirk that had been carefully hidden. One staffer, speaking off the record, told us she wasn't just scared, she was cornered. And it was obvious she knew just how bad things looked if this got out. They even described moments where she muttered under her breath about deleted logs, hidden emails, and a journal that apparently documented every interaction, every phone call, every little decision she made in those months leading up to the tape. But it wasn't just internal staff who were buzzing. The internet naturally got a whiff of what was happening, and the response was instantaneous. Social media accounts linked to political insiders, journalists, and even random TikTok commentators started speculating. Erika Kirk meltdown? One post read: recovered footage shows all the secrets TPUSA tried to bury. Another asked. By the time staff realized someone had tweeted about the internal panic, a digital storm had formed, with hashtags trending faster than anyone could track. Hashtag Erika exposed. Hashtag TPUSA fiasco. Hashtag Kirk leaks. And of course, every clip, screenshot, and rumor was being dissected frame by frame. Every sentence analyzed like it was a confession on trial. Inside TPUSA, sources say the tension was unbearable. Meetings were called, then immediately canceled. Emails were sent, then recalled. Security cameras were checked obsessively. Staffers claim Erika herself started implementing extreme measures restricting access to servers, auditing every backup, personally questioning IT about auto-sync settings, everything to stop the footage from spreading. And according to insiders, she wasn't just worried about the public. She was terrified of internal fallout. The very team that had supported her might now question her judgment, her honesty, even her loyalty. The footage, they said, revealed moments that could destroy reputations, not just hers. In one frame, staff claim, Erika was speaking in a tone of panic to someone in the room. Whispers that insiders allege were phrases like, "They'll say it was premeditated," and "I should have destroyed the journal." And then there were interactions with other high-profile figures, allegedly showing negotiations, explanations, or attempts to cover tracks. According to anonymous employees, every frame was like watching someone's entire life unravel in real time. You didn't need the audio to know the stakes were nuclear. Public reaction outside TPUSA mirrored the internal frenzy. Political commentators, influencers, and conspiracy theorists piled in, each adding their own speculation. One fake investigative blog ran a headline screaming, "Erika Kirk's secrets revealed. Did she plan this?" While a satirical account tweeted, "When you say, oops, but it's actually a ticking scandal bomb." The divide was immediate. Supporters argued she was simply panicking, a grieving, overwhelmed leader caught off guard by technology. Critics were merciless, insisting that the footage showed something far more deliberate, something that could no longer be explained away as fear. And then came the leaks, alleged insider clips, partial screenshots, snippets of audio, each one making the narrative worse for Erika. Staffers reportedly were scrambling to contain them, but the damage was already spreading. Every day brought a new post, a new theory, a new viral clip dissecting her every gesture, every glance, every pause caught on the footage. One fake breaking news alert declared, TPUSA in crisis as leaked footage reveals Kirk panic and possible misconduct. The panic inside the building, sources say, only intensified as they realized that the internet wasn't just watching, they were analyzing, judging, and sharing every detail faster than anyone could respond. Meanwhile, rumors about family involvement began circulating. According to one source, someone connected to Charlie Kirk, allegedly a trustee overseeing the family legacy, had somehow gained access to the backup servers and the recovered footage. The implication? That the narrative could be shaped or weaponized outside TPUSA entirely. Staffers described frantic phone calls, whispered threats, and a building-wide sense that the walls were closing in. Erika, who had spent months controlling her image, suddenly had no control at all, and the stakes were high. Legal teams were reportedly called in to review possible implications. PR strategists drafted statements that were never sent, and internal communications suggest that the words resignation and investigation were whispered in corridors constantly. Staffers said they had never seen a situation where a single recovered hard drive caused this level of systemic panic. And the kicker? There was more footage. Multiple files, each more damaged or at least more mysterious than the last. People described it as a domino effect, where one clip alone would have been bad, but combined, it was a potential catastrophe. By the end of the day, insiders say, the building resembled something between a crisis command center and a war zone. People were checking logs obsessively, running through hypothetical scenarios of what might leak, and debating whether the footage could be legally stopped from going public. And outside, the internet was already writing the story for them. Tweets, posts, and live streams speculating on the recovered footage were spreading like wildfire. Supporters tried to spin it as panic. Critics insisted it was proof of deliberate deception. And everyone, regardless of side, was asking the same burning question: what happens if the third tape leaks? Begins with fallout that staffers describe as apocalyptic. The moment snippets of the second tape leaked online, chaos wasn't just inside TPUSA anymore. It spilled into the streets, the newsrooms, and every corner of social media. Public outrage exploded faster than anyone imagined. Headlines screamed, "Erika Kirk under fire. Hidden footage exposes panic and secrets. TPUSA in crisis, Kirk footage leaks, and the ever-popular conspiracy-minded, what really happened that night?" Even late-night talk show hosts couldn't resist, dragging the story across multiple platforms, debating, mocking, and dissecting every frame of the alleged recovered files inside TPUSA. The panic escalated to levels employees reportedly called unprecedented. Security protocols were being tested hourly. Meetings were called, canceled, and then called again, all while staffers tried to track who had access to what. According to insiders, Erika became almost unrecognizable once the poised, calculated figure, now a whirlwind of emotion, pacing, whispering into phones, and begging for control she no longer had. Rumors circulated that she had personally demanded access to every hard drive, email, and server log, trying desperately to piece together what was exposed, what was missing, and how to stop the narrative from spiraling even further. But the public wasn't waiting. Social media turned into a digital trial, with clips, screenshots, and anonymous leaks circulating at lightning speed. Every frame of recovered footage became a mini investigation. Commentators questioned timelines, motives, and even body language. Why was she whispering about the journal? One post demanded, "What does she mean by premeditated?" Another asked. TikTok users stitched videos together like evidence reels, Reddit threads exploded with theories, and Instagram stories were flooded with screenshots of transcripts, alleged insider texts, and speculative timelines. The discourse wasn't just viral, it was relentless, merciless, and nearly impossible to control. Insiders alleged that Erika's panic wasn't just over public perception. She reportedly feared internal betrayal. According to a source, she realized that certain staffers might have seen her private conversations before the tapes were even public. She knew her image had cracks, the source said, and she also knew who might exploit them first. Staffers described frantic whispering in hallways, locked doors, and a constant rotation of executives trying to contain what they now considered a full-blown scandal with catastrophic potential. The so-called third tape became the mythical holy grail of this unfolding story. Everyone, it seemed, knew it existed, but no one had seen it yet. Speculation ran wild. Who had access? What secrets did it contain? Sources inside the building claimed that it might reveal not just mistakes, but intentional actions. Legal analysts on Twitter and YouTube began weighing in. If this tape shows premeditation, this could be career-ending, maybe legally compromising, said one expert, and fans of drama lapped it up. Memes flooded timelines, quoting alleged lines from the footage. "They'll call it premeditated. I should have destroyed the journal. It wasn't supposed to happen that way." Each phrase became a digital bomb, detonating curiosity and hysteria simultaneously. Meanwhile, the trustee connected to Charlie's family reportedly confirmed via cryptic posts that the second video wasn't the end. The implication? Someone else was monitoring everything, tracking internal TPUSA activity, waiting for the perfect moment to release the final, most damaging tape. Staffers described tense, nearly silent office environments where the mere mention of the word journal caused heads to turn, hearts to race, and fingers to hover nervously over keyboards. The digital clock seemed to tick slower for everyone, as if counting down to another public revelation that nobody could stop. Legal teams, according to sources, were scrambling. Emergency consultations with high-profile attorneys were reportedly held behind closed doors. PR teams drafted multiple statements, only to scrap them once they realized the footage was already out, circulating uncontrollably. Questions arose about internal compliance, the legality of recovered footage, and potential liability for staff who had witnessed private conversations. One anonymous insider said, "It felt like watching a slow-motion train wreck. The crash is coming, there's nothing you can do, but you're still standing there watching it unfold." Public reaction, as expected, was explosive. Supporters argued she was simply a grieving widow caught in a perfect storm of leaked footage, tech mishaps, and rumor-mongering. Critics, however, insisted the tapes revealed intentional deceit, manipulation, and maybe something far darker than anyone was ready to admit. Online polls divided people sharply. Tweets asked, "Is she a victim or a villain?" While others declared, "The truth will come out, and she pay for hiding it." Meanwhile, late-night YouTube breakdowns and TikTok recaps ensured that every angle, every pause, and every word on the recovered tapes was scrutinized, dissected, and sensationalized. And Erika? According to insiders, she vanished from the building entirely, leaving offices empty, phones off, and cars gone. The only trace of her presence was reportedly a short, chilling note left on her desk. They were never supposed to know. Staffers described the note as a final warning, or maybe a confession written in code. Whatever the interpretation, it left TPUSA employees, journalists, and online sleuths in utter shock and confusion. But the story didn't end there. The trustee hinted that copies of the journal, the timeline, and the recovered tapes were circulating outside the building, meaning the scandal was no longer just a TPUSA problem. It had gone global, digital, and unstoppable. Analysts predicted the final tape would surface soon, and the world would be watching every second, ready to explode in outrage, sympathy, or scandal-driven obsession. Insiders say that once it's public, the consequences could include legal scrutiny, resignations, fractured alliances, and a public relations nightmare the organization has never faced before. And just like that, the scene is set for what could be the biggest, most explosive revelation of Erika Kirk's career. The world is waiting, watching, and speculating. The recovered footage has already changed the narrative, but the third, final tape is the one that could destroy reputations, rewrite histories, and leave everyone asking what really happened that night. The pieces are in motion. The leaks are live, and the next reveal is coming. The internet, insiders, and everyone in between are now just waiting for the final, devastating chapter. And when it hits, the aftermath will be unforgettable. Now, here's where things get real. The tapes are out. The journal is missing. Erika Kirk has vanished, and TPUSA is scrambling like never before. And you're witnessing it unfold in real time. What side are you on? Do you believe Erika's words were the panicked ramblings of someone trapped in a nightmare? Or do they reveal a calculated, deliberate plan waiting to be exposed? The questions don't end there. Who really has the final tape? What's in those journal pages? And how far will this fallout go before someone is held accountable? The internet is already buzzing, but you have a front row seat. Every leaked clip, every whispered confession, every shadowy detail is just the beginning. The chaos, the speculation, and the drama, it's all real. And the final chapter? Nobody knows exactly what's coming next. So hit like if you want more of these explosive updates. Comment your theories, your reactions, your take on Erika Kirk, Charlie's timeline, and the recovered footage. And most importantly, subscribe and turn on notifications, because when the next tape drops, we'll cover it first with every twist, every scandal, and every shocking revelation. This story isn't over, it's just getting started.